So colleagues, we have somebody who's very well known among the student community. He's a practicing financial consultant, very eminent personality, very grounded, very grounded. Today we are doing a special session on succession planning. So that's a topic that I spoke to respected Jeet sir, and he said this is something you should do, you should cover. And the focus is very clear. It's on estate and succession planning. So we had spoken about 1.5 months back on this particular topic. Good evening, Ganiji, right? And sir was very clear that many of the things people are not aware, right? And sir has been a business consultant. He is a business coach. He also deals with a lot of family managed businesses. As I keep saying, I'm very keen that if you have any need, you should approach professionals. And I have no, I'm completely selfish in saying that, professionals are the best thing to help you all in these challenging times. Jeet sir is a very well-known investment banker. I will just give you a brief profile, a very brief profile about Jeet sir. Right. Today's topic is on our request, wealth management, focus on estate and succession planning. But what has Sir been doing for last 18 odd years? Sir has been advising SMEs and family managed businesses to attain their full potential. So please note all colleagues who are on Facebook and of course on Zoom and who will watch this video later on. Sir is an expert in helping companies reach their full potential. Again, let me repeat this. Basically, he's a trusted advisor, that goes without saying, and students have told me about him. And he is an expert, on the second roundtable on DTC. Sir, am I right in saying DTC is direct tax?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Direct tax code.
Direct tax code organized by the Ministry of Finance. So chartered accountant, so it goes without saying. But then being on the panel organized by Ministry of Finance is an achievement by itself. Okay, he has also been chosen as mentor for change by Niti Aayog, right? So you're too humble for all this that you've been, right? And he likes to teach. We all know that SPJ and NMIMS. He has trained colleagues at SBI, Kotak Mahindra Securities. Is it Kotak Mahindra Securities or Mahindra Kotak Securities?
Mahindra Kotak.
Mahindra Kotak Securities, I'm sorry. Reliance Energy, LIC, and SEBI's NISM. And he has prepared the technical training content for Reliance Mutual Fund. So that means wealth management is his core, and ICICI Prudential Insurance for their internal training purposes. He's a PhD, my God, and sir does not write it as Dr. Jeet Shah. So, okay, so we have Dr. Jeet Shah here. He's a PhD, I'm sorry, sir, I did not realize, and master's degree in commerce from Mumbai University, and of course, a CFP from Financial Planning Standards Board of India. And the biggest compliment that sir believes, apart from his professional certifications, is we believe that being trusted is a bigger compliment than being loud. So sir likes it that when people trust him. I have personally gone to sir for a couple of assignments. They were on loan restructuring and raising loans. So anybody watching also is looking for somebody to syndicate loans. Jeet Shah also provides that service. Over to you, respected sir. Thank you very much, and pranam again, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Pranam, sir. Thank you so much, Manan, sir, for giving such a wonderful introduction and allowing me to have a small talk with the audience over here. See, the topic today, as sir has started, was on, the series was going on personal finance, and I, being a specialist, mostly I specialize in the area of family wealth. So, whenever we have started in family wealth management, I have always been of the opinion that wealth management has three pillars to it. So when I say three pillars, pillar number one, as I believe, is creating wealth. Pillar number two that I believe is enhancing wealth, and the pillar number three is safeguarding wealth. So when I say creating wealth, that's pillar number one. That's where the whole emphasis or the whole energy goes of a businessman is creating wealth. Now, in that case, when I say creating wealth means what? Basically, you are going to have strategies for your business, to grow your business, to raise the funds, to have a branding in place, to do good marketing, to get more sales. So all these things are a part of your active wealth creation, which is really very important. One important thing that I've seen nowadays, is what there has been a big change in the way people are managing business. Generation, say X to generation Y or generation Y to generation Z. Because once upon a time when I started my practice, most of the time was going on, talking about taxes only. But nowadays I have seen that आजकल के बच्चे टैक्स को छोड़ के धंधे की बात ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं. And the one just on a lighter note, एक बात कर सकते हैं ना कि when I say tax बचाना, why did this started in India? There would have been certain reason कि हम सब टैक्स बचाने के पीछे भाग रहे थे या धंधे को पे ध्यान कम दे रहे थे. I hope you might be aware that somewhere in the year 74-75, YB Chauhan, the then finance minister, reduced the maximum marginal tax rate, which was 97.75%. Can you imagine? It was 97.75%. It was reduced to 77%. Okay, no doubt he increased the wealth tax at that time, so he tried to maintain the balance. But now just imagine, what will be your priority as a business owner? अगर 100 रुपया मैं कमाऊंगा और सिर्फ 2.25 रुपए मुझे मिलने वाला उसमें से, so my whole priority would be to save or to avoid tax. So from that time it started. But right now, though, no doubt we are one of the least taxed countries in the world, with the tax rate as going as low as 17%. And the one more part to that was the maximum marginal tax rate जो होता था उस जमाने में, the highest slab जो होता था, it was above 70,000 rupees. So if I leave tax and if I come to the area of finance, तो अगर 70,000 rupees को मैं I bring it to the future value, आज के value पे लाता हूँ at 8% growth rate, it comes to 22 lakh rupees. We have a bit disparity here. But means what has happened is that the tax rates have came down, but the slabs have not gone up at it should have gone up, because आज 10 lakh पे MMR लग जाता है, and then the cess comes up once you have 50 lakhs and 1 crore that you are crossing. So हो क्या रहा था that there's a big shift in the thought process of doing business. One generation had seen huge amount of tax rates, due to which the mentality has been that save tax. But nowadays kids talk more about strategy, more about how will we do business. So things are changing, no doubt. And then there is something known as passive cash flow management when you create wealth. Now over here, when I say passive cash flow, एक बात है I would like to, I have a थोड़ा different definition in passive cash flow management as compared to जो is given in that Robert Kiyosaki's book of Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't believe कि it's only कि आपने rent पे लगा दिया तो rent passive cash flow है, या FD का ब्याज cash flow is passive cash flow. Sometimes I feel कि if you have a business, assume करो you have an example, you have a business of bottling, okay, water bottling. वहाँ पे क्या है, you need not go to find any customer. You have made a deal with a packet bottle provider. What's your role is that you should have a machine setup. They will give you the orders, so no sales headache. They will give the raw material, bottle, everything they will manage. You will do what? You just come to, you have to just treat the water and give it to them on conversion basis. So for me, मैं समझता हूँ ये भी is also a type of a passive cash flow which should be a part of the business portfolios if you are having say 1 or 2 businesses. Then the third part would be unlocking value. So when I say, I hope now I would like to share the screen. Over here, what is happening is that, the third part of creating will be unlocking value. Means hota kya hai कि as a family business, we work for more than 30-40 years, 2 generations together. We create huge amount of value in business. But then that value unlock happens only when the stake is being sold to somebody. यहाँ पे everybody has a hiccup, and rightly so. It's not that easy to part away with the partnership or with the ownership of the business. But one thing is for sure, बड़ा business के लिए बड़ा पैसा चाहिए. You cannot do big business with big money. So if you have already created value, why don't you unlock the value? I'll give you an example. We had done a deal of a Ayurvedic oil manufacturer. He was based in Kerala somewhere in South India, wherein after 32 years of business, the turnover was 80 crore rupees. We were able to get him a big partner who gave him a valuation of 3 times sale. And the deal was such that 60% would be paid upfront. The remaining 40% would be paid in the next 4 years. And the formula will remain same, sale into 3 times. And once probably we always thought, hamara business legi, then they can grow very fast. That's what happened. From a sale of 80 crore rupees, in the 4th year, the sale became around 262 crore rupees. So kya ho gaya कि you are making more money. And so once they got the big money, they have started into a new venture, which is into fintech. And now they have a CEO, CTO, CSO. So all the C-suite is available. Why? Because I hope we all know that for having such a big team, for having such things, सबको रुकना चाहिए. Money is important. Without money can't happen. So unlocking value is important. The next pillar that I see is enhancing wealth. Now, enhancing wealth is basically investment management. But then in family business, what I have seen, उसमें होता क्या है? We have a very old insurance advisor. We have a mutual fund advisor. अपने पास share broker होता है. और बाकी तो पैसा कहाँ जाता है? पत्थर में. पत्थर मतलब you all know land and gold. You know, गुजराती में बोलते हैं कि कोथड़ा में पैसा चाहिए, चोपड़ा में पैसा नहीं. मतलब the money is there in bags. It's not on the books. And that bag money can go only into patthar. So what happens is that, you know, many a times the investment part sometimes is seen by an uncle जो 30 साल से देख रहे हैं. Now that uncle doesn't have any technical training for it. No, after over a years with experience you learn, but then certain things have become totally new in this, you know, in the current environment. They have become, we have come to the, you know, era of, say, you know, very high speed, you know, you call it the CTR trading or maybe algo trading that we are doing right now, and that's is totally missing from the family wealth management. I have seen many a times, you know, people do only one simple thing. वो सोचते हैं कि, you know, in the share markets nobody can give guarantee of capital. Now भी ऐसा नहीं है. There are products available with the companies that offer you a IOU. So suppose मैंने 100 रुपया लगाया, 100 रुपये का they'll give me a debenture, and at the end of my, you know, tenure of the investment, if the market is below what I had invested, then that through the debenture they'll pay me. हाँ, the risk remains कि भाई जो जिसने debenture दिया वो उठ जाएगा तो मतलब if that goes bankrupt, there is no other option. That is enhancing wealth. The third part is one of the most neglected part. That is the, you know, focus of today's talk. That's safeguarding wealth. So when we create wealth, when we enhance wealth, but we leave the wealth open, so as to be raided by anybody and everybody. घर का झगड़ा हुआ दिक्कत हो जाती है. You have income tax issues. You have so many other issues, you know. But there is no safeguarding of the wealth. Divorce हो जाता है कभी-कभी. There are so many things that are coming up over here. And nowadays, you know, if you find, I have got many requests on talking on succession planning, and the reason behind that is this: is a estate duty. So there is a talk, or there are news in the circles that estate duty might come back. Okay, I hope you know what estate duty. You know what is an estate duty? Basically, a form of tax on the total properties held by an individual upon his demise. So once the wealth goes from one generation to the other generation, it was taxed. I think, you know, just to brush up the memory, I have taken small part of what we had. In the past, we had an act known as the Estate Duty Act 1953. Now that act was abolished in 1985 for varied reasons, you know, because collection of money was much lower as compared to keeping the machinery of the act alive. But then the objectives of the act are today also. Today also the government requires revenue. And today also there is huge amount of wealth disparity. So if you just read the recent report of the World Economic Forum, it was titled, I think, Time to Care, I think so, yeah. Somewhere in the month of January 2020, that came. It said that the richest 1% in India are holding a total wealth which is 4 times equal to the bottom 70% of this country. There's such a big gap. होता क्या है, when, you know, when rich become more richer and poor become more, मतलब बोलते हैं अमीर बनते जा रहे हैं, गरीब बनते जा रहे हैं. So as a government, they would like to see today disparity come हो थोड़ा. And this, so both reasons, what I mean to say is both reasons are still relevant in today's time for the estate duty to come. At that time, the exemption was only one residential house. At that time, residential house इतने बड़े नहीं होते जितने आजकल हैं. एंटी लाने मतलब एंटी तो अपने पास भी नहीं है. But then it was one exemption. और एक था, there was some few anti-abuse provision. I'll just take, you know, 2 of them. So they used to say gifts in contemplation of death. मतलब आपको पता है आप मर जाने वाले हो, उसके लिए आप गिफ्ट कर रहे हो ताकि आपको टैक्स ना लगे. तो उसमें 2 पार्ट होते थे कि अगर आपने चैरिटेबल इंस्टीट्यूट को गिफ्ट दिया है और 6 महीने में अगर आप मर जाते हो आफ्टर गिविंग द गिफ्ट, then even though it is gifted, but still जो value of जो gift would be added to your estate, और उस पर टैक्स लगता था. And the tax rate, as I mentioned over here, was as high as 85%. मतलब 15 rupees. So this was also a reason, you know, why people used to not to have that money on the books. It was only in the bags. Then we say that, you know, there was, agar suppose you have given gifts which was other than charitable gifts, or next in 2 years if you die, what will happen? They will say कि आपको पता था मरने वाले 2 साल में, इसलिए आपने गिफ्ट अपने बेटे को दिया, and it will be added back to your estate and it will be taxed. Now this was the some, I don't know, anti-abuse provision है या provision is for abuse, I don't know, but this was the provision at that time. Okay, and you won't believe, at that time the you know, after this what happened was that we also had a wealth tax. Now, wealth tax was abolished in 2015, no doubt, with the same reasons that money was not getting collected, but the government had to spend more on having the machinery for it. However, the best part was that in 1993 somewhere, the financial assets were put out of the scope of wealth tax. So that was when Narasimha Rao was was the prime minister with Manmohan Singh as the finance minister. So now what we can expect, this is what, just what I was I was able to find out with the people who are smart enough more than me. Now what this is that if I see the rates that are there right now in other countries. So we have Japan, Belgium, Denmark, UK, US. Most of the countries, the minimum it is 40%. So I am not saying it will be 40%, but God knows. Exempt limit क्या हो सकती है? At that time in 19 somewhere in 85 it was 20 lakh rupees. So probably if you again उसका future value निकालते हैं आज के time में भाव क्या होना चाहिए, so it can be around 3 crore rupees के around होगा शायद. But then we also saw that slab rate बढ़ाने में उन्होंने 22 लाख का सिर्फ 10 लाख ही किया हुआ है. 22 लाख होना चाहिए था as compared to 70-75, but अभी तक सिर्फ 10 लाख ही है. So probably पता नहीं यहाँ पे 3 करोड़ या 2.5 करोड़ क्या होगा भगवान जाने. And are all the assets likely to be covered? Probably yes. And how are they going to value the assets? So you might have certain, we have a provision like revenue, a very complex provision income tax act. So ऐसे कुछ rules हो सकते हैं. But my question, I always ask to my clients about, is this the reason you should go for succession planning? So we say this can only be a trigger, but it cannot be the only reason. Succession planning has to be done for the reason, मतलब समझ लो कि अगले 1000 साल तक वो stamp duty मतलब estate duty ना आए. Does it mean that हमको estate planning नहीं करना है? मत करो. If you feel that if you like your kids to fight, you like your brother to fight with your kid to fight with star, this is what you want, then better you don't plan it. But if that is not what you want to do, you need to plan it. This is a very technical topic. I'll try to make it more and more. I'll try to make it less technical, but somewhere it'll be technical. Okay, so please bear with me. So I'll try to tell you. Let us take the example of Mehta family. Mehta family, the patriarch, say the name is Kirti Bhai, and married to Kavita Ben. Now Kirti Bhai was staying in Bhavnagar. Now what happened was that Kirti Bhai had a brother named Jagdish Bhai. What happened that Kirti Bhai went ahead to venture for business. He came to Bombay and he started a Bhavnagari Farsan Mart, a store. But then Kirti Bhai always believes that it was Jagdish Bhai who took or who shouldered the full responsibility of taking care of their parents, and hence Kirti Bhai was able to venture out. So उनको लगता है कि जगदीश भाई को 50% तो ओनरशिप मिलना ही चाहिए हर चीज का. This is what he feels every time, क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि माँ बाप की जो देखभाल करनी चाहिए थी वो मैंने तो नहीं की, but वो जगदीश ने की, and जगदीश never even married. और उसी के कारण I was able to come to Bombay and do all these things. So he always has a thought that whatever I have made, Jagdish has a equal share in that case. That's what Kirti Bhai believes in. Now Kirti Bhai has 3 kids. Manoj Bhai, he's married to Meena Ben. Next is Mangal Bhai, married to Manju Ben. And in green we have Manjula, that is the daughter of Kirti Bhai, married to Mangesh Bhai. So in this chart where you see the green boxes, they are the daughters of the family again. Now what happens is that the Manjula has been married to Mangesh Bhai. Mangesh Bhai is also a businessman, but he has a small hardware shop with which he is managing. Now Manoj Bhai has 2 kids. Bhavesh, who has done computer engineering, and Bhavna, who is, she is a girl from the native of Bhavnagar, and she has done BCom, that too in vernacular language. She manages the house very well. She's a very good homemaker. Now you can see over here that they also have Bhavya. Bhavya has been married to Bhadresh. Bhadresh has done MSc. He also had some family business. However, because of dispute, Bhadresh chose to move out of the family business, and right now he's working as a chemist at a pay of say 80,000 rupees per month. But however, he also has a dream to start his own business. उसको भी धंधा शुरू तो करना है. Now, उसके बाद Mangal Bhai has 2 sons, Tejas and Tarun. Tejas is MBA, smart enough. Beena is his wife, BSc. She helps in the business because she understands science a bit as compared to all others. Then we have Tarun. Tarun is a young CA. He's right now working with Big Four. He's married to Tejal. She's an engineer working with an IT company right now. It was a love marriage. However, the family were able to accept them. But right now, both of them are not working in the business. They are having their own way of living. Okay. And they have Manjula and Mahesh Bhai, Jigar and Janvi as son, and we have Naitik, Neha, Anup, Jainam and Dharau as the 4th generation probably from Kirti Bhai. So when you manage the family, okay, when I have to manage the aspirations of the family, when I have to manage the conscience of the family, when I have to manage कैसे धंधे में लेंगे, कैसे उसको पे करेंगे, how will we see to that everybody has a harmonious relationship, you call it succession planning, which I will say is a soft part of this whole exercise. However, this soft part is actually very hard. Now we come to next part, that is, these are the entities that person has. उनके पास क्या है? They have a private limited company named as All Pack Packaging Private Limited, where the managers of the family are Bhavesh and Tejas, and we have Manoj Bhai and Mangal Bhai in the advisory role. Now I hope all the guys who are managing the business with their elders know, when in a business I say that elders have a advisory role, what type of role they are playing. Okay, nothing against anybody, but then we all know what type of advisory role it is. In that case, then we have family managers. Owners may, you can see Manoj Bhai, Meena Bhai, Mangal Bhai. So what has been done over here is that they have essentially planned very well over here. I mean to say, what has happened is that each branch of family has 50% ownership, either them and their kids, or through them and their kids' wife. So it's very well planned in this case. Then we have Sri Krishna Pallets. It's a partnership firm where the managers are Manoj Bhai and Mangal Bhai themselves. You can see over here that we have Manoj Bhai, Meena Ben, Mangal Bhai, and Manju Ben. Now Manju Ben. So again over here it has been planned 50-50 in both the branches, no issues. Then we have Bhavnagari Farsan Mart, partnership firm. Again managers are Manoj Bhai and Mangal Bhai. Now over here you can see the owners are Kirti Bhai, the patriarch, or the grandfather, father, or the great grandfather, and Jagdish Bhai. So this is the thought of Kirti Bhai that has been put into practice. He has given 50% stake to Jagdish Bhai because of his belief that it's because of Jagdish that मैं Bombay आ पाया और मैंने धंधा किया. And they also have a Bombay Spice Traders. Normally you always see जब बंदा आता है कहीं पे they come from their own village, they start their own small shop, then they move to HUF create होती है, then they want more money, so they make a partnership. So he also was in partnership with Raju Bhai. Raju Bhai is no more right now. Kirti Bhai along with the son of Raju Bhai is managing this thing. Again यहाँ पे you can see Kirti Bhai and Manjula, that is the son of Kirti Bhai, the daughter of Kirti Bhai, are owning 50% stake, and the remaining stake is with the other partner, Sohan and Karuna. So that's Karuna is Sohan's wife. Now Sohan sees Kirti Bhai as a very fatherly figure. He respects whatever he says. That's something good right now. Then we have 6 HUFs which are in trading business. यहाँ पे 2 cooperative societies है. What is their role? वो BMC contract लेते हैं. It is managed by Manoj Bhai, Mangal Bhai, and Bhavesh Bhai, and there are 60 owners. Now why is it 60 owners? Because in a cooperative society होता क्या है कि जो भी आपका member है, he is actually an owner. So 60 owners हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, no doubt वो owners नहीं हैं. We all know how type of owners they are, but then on books they are, on the papers they are the owners. Then they have 10 properties from the trading, and they, as always, a family business will have a side business of real estate. So they also have 2 partnership firms with real estate, which is managed by Tejas. There are different owners. कभी-कभी क्या होता है ना, मैंने एक parcel of land लिया, 4 जन A, B, C, D थे, C को निकल जाना था, तो हम E को लेके आए, उसका stake ले लिया. So it keeps on sometimes moving it. In all, we have 24 operating entities, and because of the advice given by the CA, they started to have trust for the grandkids. So 24 entities हैं जो operating हैं और 7 trust हैं इनके पास. Now you can imagine, how will I manage them? This is known as the hard part of this thing known as estate planning. So when I manage the family, it's called a soft part, succession planning. For me, this is also very, very hard, very, very difficult. And this is, as it is, the name is itself hard, hard part of the plan. Now just imagine, अगर suppose ये जो Bombay Spice Traders हैं, okay. Now imagine that if in Krishna Pallets, Bombay Spice Traders was a partner, or Bombay Spice Traders was a partner, was a shareholder somewhere in All Package, तो होता क्या था यहाँ पे? This I'll tell you a real case. क्या हुआ था? One of our clients, what has happened was that they had a JV entity. That JV entity had certain shares of their other business. So हो क्या गया कि the JV partner, without doing anything, became the owner of my actual business, which I had never done with him. Neither he had given me any money for it. So this type of things can be very, very critical. Abhi suppose when Bhavnagari Farsan Mart, suppose I assume karo कि they are partners in say All Package Private. इसका मतलब ये भी हो गया that Jagdish Bhai is also owning a part of All Package Private Limited. So these are certain very, very difficult things that you have to dice with. Now this we all know is what is that in succession planning. There are so many parties over here that we see. First is the third party investors. Basically ये कम होते हैं when you start with. Then we have family members owning shares. They are always there. I don't know, but then every father is willing to make his son a director with the shareholding. God knows why. Then we have family members. Mostly they are those people who are not in the family, not in the business, neither they have any ownership, in the business. ये भी बहुत कम होते हैं. Probably I have seen that all the wives and the daughters have somewhere the stake. Then family employees are there who are employees or they should be employees. They might be new joinees. अभी तक उनको कोई, you're not given them any power to manage the things. We can have external manager and stuff. ये तो बहुत होते हैं. Then we have external managers owning shares. Now this is something बहुत कम होता है in the family business because we don't share any ESOPs or such kind of things with any of our employees. और एक होते हैं family managers who hold shares and they also work. So this is it will be very difficult to align or rather to make everybody have a solution so that everybody will be ready. For the last, I think I'm in practice around say more than 18 years I have a practice. What I have seen is that family business generally fail for family reasons. ये होता ही है. I don't know. झगड़ा होता है for a reason that you don't even understand why it's a reason. But then the family goes apart and the business goes apart. So the need is what? The need right now that people say is for mitigate the possible estate duty. That's first need for this planning. Protecting family assets is important. Ring fencing, kuch lapna ho jaye, because of international things. And the last is distribution of assets in the future to avoid family disputes. You can see that in the box with a yellow border. I have written that family and property disputes form 76% of total court cases. Now, if you have seen that, that LLB, Jolly LLB, remember that huge amount of court cases multiplied by 76%. So I do say that people should do estate planning or such planning so as to patriotism also. Because what will happen is that if you करके जाओगे तो झगड़ा नहीं होगा, that will not put undue pressure on the courts and courts can do a work which is actually required from to be done. ये जो this 3 point that I have said, India has a typical thing. The third thing is we, instead of thinking of distribution of assets, the objective of Indian people is what? अपने यहाँ पे होता है. The objective is that कि हम कभी अलग ही ना हो. Okay. The objective is what? कि हम कभी यहाँ पे अलग ही ना हो. Now, how to do this? मतलब what they want or what my clients nowadays want? कि we should create operational hurdles or disincentives for the people to act funny. So in this case, जो अपने यहाँ पे CA साहब हैं, he is not working in the business, but then he might say, भाई मुझे मेरा stake चाहिए. So how to see to it that वो ना हो? So Indian succession planning goes in a reverse way sometimes as compared to the West. In the West, it is focused on how will you distribute without dispute. In India, it is focused on how will you keep them stay together with harmony. There's a very big difference, when we're planning for West or for this country known as India. So next that we see, over here, I will not say why, I'll say advantages of good family governance. Why should you have a family governance? Now, when I say you should have family governance, what I mean to say over is what? It will help you to increase the awareness of links between family and business. So many people feel family first, business second. Many businesses have business first, family second. No, so this has to be clearly defined somewhere. It's clearly differentiate the issues specifically concerned to the management and the owners, because I think we all know the ownership issues are different and the management issues are different. Owners or the leaders have to decide क्या करना है and the manager will decide कैसे करना है. So these two issues are specifically have to be demarcated. It provides new opportunities for effective communication in the family. Very important. I have seen यहाँ पे अपने family communication कैसे होता है. तो कभी कभार मिल लिए, खाने पे मिल गए हम, से गाड़ी में जा रहे थे बात कर ली. But what happens in governance, one of the worst thing that I have seen is that communication नहीं होता है. That creates mistrust. मुझे पता ही नहीं आप क्या कर रहे हो. How can I trust you? And that mistrust goes ahead, and then there is a division. That's a worst thing that I have seen. So over here they will tell के how will we communicate, क्या reports generate होंगी, क्या format पे होंगी, कौन present करेगा. यहाँ तक कि we also have to define the rules of the meeting, because I have seen that meeting में लोग झगड़ा बहुत करते हैं ना, गुस्सा हो जाते हैं. So we should always have rules of the meeting. जैसे कि you will not bring up say a 3-year-old issue in the meeting anytime. So all these rules would be a part of the meeting. Who will attend the meeting, that also has to be decided. Then it ensures basic and advanced training. Very, very important. Now, just think of yourself, when had your fathers or everybody of you, gone for a training? So if I say, that people have gone for a training, I don't know कब training हुआ रहेगा पता नहीं, और किसका training हुआ रहेगा. आजकल training हो रही है, but what I have seen more is that it's basically a motivational training is happening. training, motivation is important, right? You know, it gives that power कि ये पे कुछ करेंगे. But then motivation without skills can give you nothing. So that skill-based training is what is required. That is also ensured कि how our kids or how the family people will take it, will be trained, you know. And यहाँ तक के see, if I ask you all, you know, I would like to have a question which I would like to answer in the chat box. Which entity do you feel in the whole world is the most successful entity? You know, have you heard of armed forces? Armed forces have been very successful. They have been very precise. They have tried to do everything. Now, if you go, because see, I have worked with Indian Navy for some time as a consultant to them. What I have seen, you know, okay, they are very, very well trained. And if you tell them कि ये मुझे करना ही था, how did you do it? So they, what will they say? Okay, this is what we were trained for. We were trained for kill. So we killed. So this is, you know, even we say that chief of army staff has to go for a training, you know, every year. And every 3 years they have a bench training also. So training is very, very important. I am emphasizing over here because I feel that जब तक businessman बढ़ता नहीं है, धंधा नहीं बढ़ता है. So business, normally what I say, business grows, businessman doesn't grow. And that is the reason of the family business coming down also. Then we should have documents to ensure all these things is happening. When, you know, then the last is more that we should set a reference point. मतलब we should tell them or tell our kids कि अपना route क्या है. And we are not going to go outside our routes. Sometimes I say, what is strategy? Strategy is something to just tell कि हम क्या नहीं करेंगे वो strategy है अपना. So this is something that you have to set things. And there will be 3 critical factors for the success. One is forward planning. When I say forward planning, you know, what do I mean by it? When I say forward planning, it means that, you know, answering the questions like, can we go, it means that can we go for liquidation of the business? Would we like to run the business? Have we still now found out our successors? Are they capable enough? What is the, you know, what are the goals or the goals of the generation 1, which is right now seeing the business, and what are the goals of generation 2 that might be seeing the business? So all these things would come as a part of your forward planning. We should have answers to this thing in when we are planning for family governance. Then succession management comes, you know, when it's like, you know, you will have an intermediate succession plan. जब आप plan बना रहे हो तब क्या करोगे? Who will be the people of the, you know, planning process? कैसे plan करेंगे? This is management, and conflict management is most important. Because in my experience, I've seen that there's nothing like team management. It's always conflict management. आप झगड़ा सुलटा दो, सब शांत हो गया. Okay, team management is very, very difficult. That's what I have an experience in my life. So now, with these 3 critical factors, one more important thing that I feel is very critical for the success of any family business is this. It is aptly said by Anu Aga. She says that growth and profitability are to business what breathing is to living. And I subscribe to this. I feel that, you know, they both are indispensable. I agree that breathing is not the purpose of living, and so growth and profits cannot be the purpose of living or business, sorry. But then they are required. जब धंधा बढ़ता है ना, किसी को इशू नहीं होता है, because you start earning more. 1 गाड़ी, 2 गाड़ी, 3 गाड़ी. पहले you were traveling in this 1 lakh, and it keeps on increasing. There's not an issue. The issue starts sometimes, mostly, when the business shrinks. So see to it that the business is always in the growth path with profits. अगर वो नहीं आएगा, then I don't feel there will be, you know, people will be there who will be happy. Joy comes with growth. Now, how will we do it? So how will I do it is simple. We'll try to have a family constitution. By constitution, we mean the written agreement that lays down. Understand? I am saying it's an agreement. That means a signed, legally enforceable document, probably, that lays down essential values and principles, as well as rules, obligations, and the decision-making process. The last part is very important. We would be emphasizing on the process of decision. How will we arrive at decisions? So once we have agreed on the process, उसके बाद जो रिजल्ट आएगा उस पे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. सो हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे ना मुझे ये ठीक लगता है वो ठीक नहीं. अगर प्रोसेस पे कुछ इश्यू है तो बताओ, उसके बाद एक प्रोसेस के बाद दैट थिंग्स हैव गॉन अप, रिजल्ट जो भी है वो आप सबको एक्सेप्टेबल होना चाहिए. सो दिस विल बी डिफाइंड दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. Normally this is done in 4, you know, what to say, this will be done in 4 steps. First will be analyzing the current situation. As I told, we'll see the family tree. जो हमने देखा था वहाँ पे we'll see the business structures that you are having. We want to understand the family philosophy. We will select the members who will be involved in the drafting of family constitution. Now, you know, when I'm drafting a constitution, I like to draw the analogy with the drafting of our constitution, that is the Constitution of India. I think, you know, as far as my memory goes, it was on 6th December 1946 when the Constitutional Assembly was formed. I think the first thing was given by Mr. K.B. Kriplani, and Sadanand Sinha sir was the first president of the committee. Now there was no logic in making him the president. He was made the president, a temporary president, because he was the eldest. So this is always tell to my client, शुरू करो यार एक बार, किसी को भी बनाओ, tell him that a temporary चीज है, till the time we are getting it, but start it. Don't start to find who is the best. वो best ढूंढने में पागल हो जाते हैं. So have somebody without logic also, that's okay. Okay. So after that, फिर क्या हुआ? Somewhere when you started, we had 389 members in the assembly, because we were combined. Pakistan and India was combined. But then when this started, in between we had the partition, and somewhere the members moved from 389 to 299. Then somewhere I think, I don't know, Jawaharlal Nehru introduced a operational draft, which then became the preamble of the Constitution of India. And then on 29/8/1947, around 9 महीने के बाद, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar along with 6 other people were appointed as the drafters of the Constitution. मतलब 9 महीने तक तो there was actually only dialogues that were happening. उसके बाद somewhere on 24th Jan 1950 में we signed and accepted the thing. We had 395 articles, 8 schedules and 22 parts of the Constitution. और 26 January 1950 को it came into force. So I hope you see there's such a big thing. From 46 we came to 50. 4 साल लगे थे. That too with such smart people around, with so much of resources at their disposal, and there was issues also. But then what was important was that it started. So even if I had never found a person like Baba Saheb Ambedkar in 1946, but still I started. So that is very important, and I cannot take all 299 people in drafting. वो भी possible नहीं होगा. So that is what that analogy over here also it remains. Then came the documentation of family philosophy. So you're going to see what is the philosophy that you are going to do. Wherein when I'm doing in this step, I will try to go for confidential interviews of all the family members, because many times people don't speak, but that does not mean they don't have anything to speak. So we might motivate them to speak, and they might speak when they're all alone. And when you know that it will be totally anonymous, nobody will know what is the opinion. That matters. It really matters, because iske बोलते ना, it's always better to have a controlled explosion instead to have an uncontrolled explosion. So जो भी फटना है वहां फट जाए, better है. It should not be uncontrolled. Then what will happen is that after this we'll try to see that everybody then participates in the workshops, because you understand what happened in this country was that we gave the right to vote to the people without training them how to vote. And right now see what is the condition of our country. We all know it. So before we are going to go for this, the whole family would be trained with the workshops, should be trained that how are we going to go ahead once the constitution comes into place. How are they how can they vote, how should they decide. So all this thing will be part of documentation and training. Now they'll be developing family governance architecture, who will do what, how will the agreeing rules of intermediate क्या करने वाले हैं draft constitution of draft करने में, what will the challenges that you do ignore, what will take, what will not take. All this will come making a family governance architecture. Now let me tell you one thing over here. Many times there are certain family values that are the core of their business. So I'll just give an example. I had a client of mine. They had 28 stores of handicrafts. Now हुआ क्या था that it was 2 brothers who were managing it. Both were अंगूठा cha. One was BCom at that time, another was अंगूठा cha. But both were managing it well. और उसमें रूल कैसा था कि जो भी कारीगर आता है, बिकॉज हैंडीक्राफ्ट थी तो कारीगर आते थे, उसको आपको 7 दिन में पेमेंट देना है. 8वां दिन लगता है तो आप उसको ब्याज लगा के पेमेंट दोगे 1.5% के हिसाब से. अभी हुआ क्या, उसका एक बेटा स्टडीड MBA फ्रॉम ISB and he joined the family business. Now as it is, they always have been told to understand the business, so they started to understand the business. He found out that the whole market takes 60 days credit. However, we as fool give them 7 days money, on the spot money. So at that time I was the person who was their financial consultant. So he called me up and said, I want to meet. I said, please come to my office, I'd like to meet you. So when he came, the first thing that he told me, hey, Jeets bhai, I feel that you are not doing your duty as you should be. So this is only I have heard first time in my life. So I asked him, why do you think so? So he told me कि सर 60 दिन का उधारी मिलता है, तो आप क्यों बोलते नहीं मेरे चाचा को कि 7 दिन में पैसा मत दो, क्यों पैसा ब्लॉक करते हैं? Why don't we rotate the money fast? So I told him, fantastic, this is a very good question of finance. I told him, एक काम कर, मुझे बता कि तेरी दुकान चलती क्यों है? So he was having no answer for that. So I told him, एक काम कर, जाके बाप को पूछ लिया. So when he went over there and he studied, he came to know that what artifacts that they have you will not find in other shops. Then I told him, पता ऐसा क्यों होता है कि नई चीज पहले तेरे पास क्यों आती है, क्योंकि तेरा चाचा 7 दिन में पेमेंट करता है. So don't think that वो 7 दिन का पेमेंट is a financial decision. It's basically the value upon which your whole business is standing. Okay? So ये चीजें हैं, this small things which is not codified and needs to be codified, so that the next generation comes to know. Okay? Then after this, you'll be creating a plan of action, how to do it, when to do it, क्या हम बनाएंगे, who will be the arbitrators, all this thing will come the action plan, which is very important. So constitution में क्या क्या आ सकता है, this is what I have listed over here. You can have institutions like family council, assembly, मतलब कौन कौन बंदे रहेंगे जो डिसीजन मेकिंग में रहेंगे, who will have the veto, कंट्रोल ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग फॉर्म्स कैसी होने वाली है, शेयर होल्डर पॉलिसी, मतलब शेयर्स अगर आपके पास हैं तो क्या आप थर्ड पार्टी को बेच पाओगे, या फर्स्ट यू टू आस्क टू द फैमिली बिजनेस ओनली कि फैमिली मेंबर्स के आप मुझसे खरीदो, अनलेस वी रिफ्यूज यू कैन नॉट सेल, दैट्स द राइट्स ऑफ फर्स्ट रिफ्यूजल. कैन यू लियन द शेयर्स, मतलब क्या आप शेयर्स को प्लेज कर सकते हो बिना पूछे, कैन यू इशू न्यू शेयर्स, हम इशू नए शेयर इशू कब करेंगे, हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू हैव कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, हम कैसे कैन विल वी बी क्रिएटिंग अ रिजर्व फंड फॉर द बिजनेस, जैसे अभी की जरूरत पड़ी है, कोविड हैज मेड एवरीबॉडी टू बिकम कंजर्वेटिव एंड स्टार्ट हैविंग अ रिजर्व फंड, नॉट ओनली एंट्रीज इन द बैलेंस शीट बट एक्चुअली रिजर्व फंड इन कैश. अगेन सो ये कैसे करेंगे, दिस विल बी पार्ट ऑफ शेयरहोल्डिंग पॉलिसीज. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वुड बी एम्प्लॉयमेंट पॉलिसीज, मतलब बच्चे को एंटर कब करने देंगे फैमिली बिजनेस. आई तो फील दैट बच्चे को जब से पैदा हो तब से एंटर करवाओ, मतलब आई फील दैट यू नो चाइल्ड लेबर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So क्या होता था, old Gujarati families, I'm a Gujarati, so I'll like to speak about them which I know more. We never had any vacation. Vacation हुआ तो क्या करेंगे, दुकान पे आओ. That's what we were told, because we are traditional dwellers. So there was nothing like vacation. दुकान पे आओ, and once you go to दुकान, you will not go to the galla. You will go to the workshop. And what will be the workshop? You will learn how to how to weld that gold ornaments. So it is very important कि how will you enter? बच्चे को enter कब करोगे? ग्रेजुएशन के बाद सपोज बच्चा आता है तो विल यू मेक हिम टू वर्क फॉर 3 years आउटसाइड, और विल यू मेक हिम टू वर्क फॉर 4 years over here, 3 years in the business, and then you will give him certain decision making positions. Responsibilities कैसे शेयर होगी, रेम्यूनरेशन द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, जिससे डिस्प्यूट होता है. Many of the people say मेरे पति बहुत ज्यादा काम करते हैं, इसके पति फिर भी हमको सेम मिलता है, and I really believe that equality is injustice. Equality is injustice, मतलब हर बंदे को इक्वल देना injustice है. Because what happens is that अगर किसी में दम है ज्यादा कमाने का तो उसको कमाना मिलना चाहिए, वरना he'll go somewhere else for sure. ऐसे ही बड़े बंदे अपने धंधे में आते नहीं है और अपने बच्चे बाहर जाएंगे तो बहुत इश्यू होगा. So remuneration means I should have a performance management system depending upon KRA KPI. मतलब मैं हरदम बोलता हूँ एक मिनिमम remuneration फिक्स कर दो ताकि everybody being a part of the family lives a specific type of family life, मतलब उनका the standard of living is maintained. But then when you want to create personal wealth, it should depend upon your तुम्हें कितना दम है. मतलब फर्स्ट पार्ट इज दैट क्योंकि वो फैमिली का मेंबर है, अगर वो मूर्ख भी है तो भी उसको हमको संभालना है, तो भी रिस्पेक्ट देना है, बिकॉज वी आर फैमिली, एंड फैमिली में जंगल राज नहीं हो सकता. बट देन टू कीप द स्मार्ट गाइज विथ अस, वी नीड टू गिव देम सम इंसेंटिव्स, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देन वी हैव इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ द डेवलपमेंट, मतलब हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू डेवलप द फैमिली मेंबर्स दैट आर कमिंग टू द फैमिली. रिटायरमेंट, रिटायर कब होंगे, कैसे होंगे, बाद में क्या शेयर होंगे, ऑल दिस थिंग्स हैव टू बी देयर. सोशल एक्टिविटीज, मीटिंग्स कैसे करेंगे हम, इन्फॉर्मेटिव मीटिंग होगी, कम्युनिकेशन कैसे करेंगे, हिस्ट्री ऑफ द कंपनी कैसे, एवरी टाइम विल इम्बाइब इन अवर पीपल दैट व्हाट इज अवर हिस्ट्री, वेयर वी हैव केम फ्रॉम. रिजोल्यूशन ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट दैट टोल्ड यू बिफोर आल्सो. इमरजेंसी, फैमिली इमरजेंसी फंड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. We have sisters, we have married sisters, we have so for them we always create, or we can have a person who is handicapped in our family, so we should be having emergency fund for all these things. Family philanthropy, यहाँ पे तो बोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. I have always seen my clients in family business are very very philanthropic. ये अलग बात है, they don't do it CSR, वो CSR नहीं करते, वो MR बोलते हैं, my responsibility. खुद का पैसा देते हैं, ऐसा देते कि खुद मालूम ना पड़े किसको दिया है. They don't do a CSR that comes to Times of India for sure. But then this is very important, ताकि बच्चों को मालूम होना चाहिए कि बोलते हैं वो धन के 3 यूज होते हैं. एक होता है दान, एक होता है दक्षिणा, एक होता है कर. मतलब दान देना is the first thing, that's your social responsibility, as per our Indian scriptures. Then dakshina, जो normally मतलब ऐसे में देते नहीं है. To get good goods, to get good advice, you should be paying it. And the last part is what? Kar. That is again where we don't want to pay. So these 3 things are important. उसमें the first part was dan. So this is, and dan I have seen that you need not teach all these guys. They are very very good at that. So this is about what might the constitution cover. And then we come to the estate planning part. That is the hard part of it. where we'll be dealing with laws, regulations, structures. So यहाँ पे जो भी structure हम करते हैं, what are the important parameters you consider? ऐसा structure हो जो reversible हो, probably, you know, to a larger extent. So that we can come to square back one. I mean, we come to the back to the square one. Secondly, क्या होना चाहिए? It should be flexible and adaptable. मतलब if I want to change a specific clause, it should be allowing to change the specific clause. ना कि हम, you know, कहीं हम मर जाएं. It should be suchly drafted that by अगर मुझे कोई change करना है, then a small change in an unregulated entity will make the changes in all the regulated entities without any compliance effect. So this is what I mean by reversibility and flexibility. Then definitely we should have tax efficiency. Tax can be of income tax. You know, we can have capital gains tax. We can have buyback BBT. Hai. So this has to be seen. Transaction cost, yes, it involves stamp duty lag jayegi yahan pe. So this is what you have to see. Then we can have regulatory compliances. It's very important. There'll be, you know, SEBI hai, FEMA hai, all this will come into place if you are listed. There'll be in case suppose, you know, जैसे कि assume करो we have a will. Okay, that's the most important part. We have a will. Now जो will होता है, can we avoid probate, yes or no? Because probate will लिखना is easy, okay, but probate लेना under normal circumstances also, even if it is not contested, आंसर normally लगता है, and it also costs you a bomb. So can we do all these things without the probate, yes or no? Suppose can a LLP become a can a trust become a partner in the LLP? दूसरी बात क्या है, private trust cannot open a demat account in their own name. So there are so many regulations that will be coming over here. There are certain personal laws. You know, if there are intercaste marriages that has happened, so Parsi, so suppose Hindu marrying a Parsi marrying somebody else. So these things will definitely make a bigger impact on the whole fabric of estate planning. So let us take the hard side typical structure issues. So it's divided in two parts: shareholders issues and operating entity issues. So when I say shareholding pattern vis-a-vis operating contribution, and if the shareholding is distributed among family members, we have a major issue. Now what I mean to say is that कि क्या होता है कभी-कभी कि एक बिजनेस में काम एक बच्चा कर रहा है, but shares किसी और बच्चे के नाम पे पड़ा है. Now this can create a very big issue when you want to, you know, either part ways or to, you know, make it gel as per what the things. See, होता क्या है when you start a business, हम ये सोचते नहीं है. हमको पता है धंधा करना है, जिस फाइल में पैसा पड़ा है, जहाँ पे टैक्स एफिशिएंसी ज्यादा है, वहां से आप पैसा मूव हो जाए तो हम बिजनेस कर लेते हैं. But then at this juncture, when you are doing this thing, this will become very important. Then, you know, we can have a unrelated, so we can have in operating entity related, we can have two or more unrelated business in company. This can be a major issue. Why? You know, sometimes क्या हो सकता है कि it can happen that I want to demerge an entity. Okay, if I want to demerge an entity, then what will happen? कि जो business is not related, how to demerge it first way, और उसको करने के बाद क्या हो सकता है, what is the impact on my current business? अगर वो बड़ा business अलग हो गया तो शायद मेरे business की वैल्यू ना रहे, valuation might come down very fast. Then there can be similar business in different entities. ये तो हम बहुत पढ़ते थे, you know, if you might be remember, if you are, you know, कि एक जमाने में टेक्सटाइल में nobody was having a turnover more than 1.5 crores because excise limit थी वो तो everybody उसके नीचे रखते थे, and they had so many entities जहाँ पे एक ही धंधा होता था. और जब भाई अलग होते हैं ना, तब वो लोग भी वही धंधा करते हैं. Both the brothers do the same business and both the brothers have the same contact numbers of customers. So who is the biggest beneficiary when two brothers, you know, part ways? Are the customers. Okay. So this, how will you take care of this? और सबसे बड़ा issue था यहाँ पे, the third point is surplus of personal assets in the company. I'll give an example. We had a client wherein in a small business, he was having a very big property that he had bought around 30 years back, which was there in the books. So मतलब suppose 100 रुपए का टर्नओवर है अगर मेरी कंपनी का, तो सामने 350 रुपए की तो मेरी प्रॉपर्टी है उसके अंदर. ओके, सो अगर इफ यू वांट टू डीमर्ज दिस थिंग, तो यार कैन वी डीमर्ज दिस? तो फिर क्या होगा, डीमर्जर में देयर विल बी अ थिंग नोन एज अंडरटेकिंग. मतलब यू कैन नॉट डीमर्ज एन एसेट, वरना टैक्स लगेगा. व्हाट यू कैन डीमर्ज? अ बिजनेस जहां पे ऑपरेटिंग बिजनेस, मतलब एसेट माइट नॉट बी एन ऑपरेटिंग बिजनेस, दैट इज सेक्शन 47(6)(d) जो ये करने को नहीं देगा. So, or you know, they have to be very cautious when you're trying to do this thing. So I always tell to my client के asset लेना आप decide करो, कौन सी balance sheet पे लेंगे वो हम पे छोड़ दो. Okay, this is very important कि कौन सी balance sheet पे कौन सा asset लोगे आप. Then we have key considerations over here, like self के लिए financial security. We all know कि जब तक control रहेगा तब तक इज्जत है. Control छूट गया धंधे का हाथ में या घर का, nobody gives you that respect because we all are bhagwan nowadays. Okay, financial security is very very important for me, for my spouse. Or what can happen, or what should I give my right to my spouse, you know, if suppose I die, and there were two of my sons, I have given more to one son A and less to son B because he has done actually nothing and he wants to do nothing. And if I die, can my wife have a right to change my ratio of distribution that I had done? Would I like to do that? Would I like to give that right to my spouse? Yes or no? What happens, if the spouse gets remarried? So these things, then children may, you can have financial security should be there. If suppose you have an NRI, there will be very big cross-border issues. FEMA is a big issue over that case. Then we have divorce, separation. Suppose there are two people. The son has got married with a daughter. Sorry, the son has got married with somebody from, it's a love marriage. But then after the marriage, there is no love that stays in the marriage. What happens? They go for a divorce. I mean, between they had suppose 2 kids. Now they are my grandchildren. But after divorce, she takes the kids, or suppose the son dies, how will the grandfather protect the interest of the grandchildren after the remarriage of the say daughter-in-law? So ये सब चीजें हैं. This is what will be the key considerations that you are going to see. Then we can have a family arrangement approach. Now what is family arrangement? The first step is that identify the need. मतलब पहले मान लो कि ये करना पड़ेगा. जब तक हम मानेंगे कि दिक्कत है, see I am not saying problem होगा, but अगर problem हो भी सकता है तो मान के चलो उसको करना जरूरी है. This is what I always say, you should be seeing it in that way. Now, when I say identify or what is the red flag? जब कोई बच्चा सपोज बोलना ही बंद करते हैं अपने से, मतलब कोई is not bothering, वो चुपचाप टाइम पे आता है, जहाँ पे आता है, this can be a red flag कि he is not happy. या तो फिर रोज झगड़ा शुरू हो जाए, this can be also be a red flag. Then we have to identify which assets will form a part of suggested family arrangement. मतलब कौन से asset आएंगे और कौन से asset मैं रखूंगा, अपने लिए. That's what has to find out. How will you able to manage the expectations of family? How are you going to manage? Sabka expectation will be different. Then what will the mechanism of implementation? So this is the arrangement process that we are going to see. When I say there will be structuring will involve is what over here. We have operating structure. Yes, I told you we have to define KRA जो soft part है. We should have a organizational chart. Who will report to whom? कितना पैसा मिलेगा? कब मिलेगा? कब नहीं मिलेगा? How are we going to manage the joint assets? Non-compete clause होगा या नहीं होगा? मतलब can my family member do the similar business in his personal capacity that I am doing in family? Will it be there? Yes or no? Can he take my clients for his own new business? Yes or no? So all these things will be part of operating structure. Then we can have a shareholder and entity structure issue, which I'll see, which we'll take on later on as we go ahead. It'll be very technical in nature. I'll just take a pause and give you all time to absorb. I hope you are able to gain certain things.
Definitely, sir. There's some colleagues on the chat. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
You could see the chat.
Till this time, now a bit I will try to become a bit more technical. That might also be what you might be liking to understand. So let us go with it. So this is the structure options that we have. So we can have direct holding, मतलब जो जैसा पड़ा वैसा रहने दो. कोई SPF में है, कोई यहाँ पे है, we don't care. Okay, that's the first thing that we'll be having. Sorry. Then we can have a structure through a company. We can have through a LLP or through a private trust. Now I have kept over around 7 tickers. Okay, that is very important. So if I want to have planned succession, this thing doesn't help me out. Then there is control over exit and transfer. Can a person come? Can a person exit? Very important. And can I have a control also of the exit? Even if I don't want them to exit, but kabhi pata nahi, you might have to give an exit. But is that exit under my control? Yes or no? Flexibility है नहीं है. Ring fencing मतलब state duty लगेगा नहीं लगेगा इसके ऊपर. State planning is there. Tax efficiency based on current norms क्या है? And is the structure itself robust enough? जैसे कि compliance ज़्यादा है या कम है? All these things, in this considerations, I feel that private trust is one of the best entities so as to have a holdings or a structure options. We'll take this as we go ahead. Why I feel so, but so when I say trust mechanisms that are over here, one is that donor and the settler. The trust. So यहाँ पे let us understand who is a settler. Settler is the person who wants to create a trust. उसको trust बनाना है. Donor कौन है? Donor वो है जो अपनी property trust में डालेगा. Now what will happen is that यहाँ पे there will be a question. Settler trustee हो सकता है क्या? अगर settler trustee है, मतलब so probably there will be no state duty is not beneficiary, because क्या हो सकता है कि if the settler is a trustee और अगर trust revocable है, मतलब that he can take the the what he has given to the trust back, तो उसमें institute tax लगने ही लगने वाला है पक्का. Now can a settler be a beneficiary? 100% avoid करना चाहिए. बस अगर settler beneficiary है और अगर discretionary trust है ना, what is a discretionary trust? कि जहाँ पे कितना part of the income किसको मिलेगा, it is decided by the trustees. मतलब मैं खुद trustee हूँ, okay, और मैं decide करूँगा मुझे कितना मिलेगा. If this is what you are going to do, और अगर आप ही settler हो, तो 100% what will happen is that you are going, you will not be, the institute will be leviable. You know, this was very well established in the case of Ravindra Gunwantlal 74 ITR 498 जो हुआ था. If the settler is the beneficiary, institute लगने वाला है. And can a trustee be a beneficiary? स्पेसिफिक ट्रस्ट अगर हो, मतलब स्पेसिफिक ट्रस्ट कि जहाँ पे हमने डिफाइन किया, अगर 4 बच्चे हैं तो 4 को 25-25% दे रहे हैं, अगर हमने उसके शेयर डिफाइन किया, उसको स्पेसिफिक ट्रस्ट बोलते हैं. सो कैन अ ट्रस्टी बी अ बेनिफिशियरी ट्रस्ट? मतलब मैं ट्रस्टी भी हूँ और मेरा 25% राइट भी है, मे भी शायद कोई इशू ना आए, बट कैन वी हैव अ ट्रस्टी एज अ बेनिफिशियरी इन डिस्क्रिशनरी ट्रस्ट? मतलब कि जहाँ पे द शेयर्स ऑफ पीपल आर नॉट डिफाइंड, अगर ये होता है then I'm 100% sure that it should be avoided. मतलब ये नहीं करना है. A trustee cannot be a beneficiary, should not be a beneficiary, you know, in a discretionary trust. That's what I feel. Then what will happen is that can we have sub trust? What is the sub trust? ट्रस्ट के अंदर और एक ट्रस्ट, तो इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है स्ट्रक्चर. समटाइम्स एक जैसे बोलते हैं ना, एक में दिक्कत हुआ तो पूरे स्ट्रक्चर में दिक्कत आएगी. सो आई ऑलवेज से प्लीज ट्राई टू अवॉइड सच स्ट्रक्चरिंग थिंग्स. देन देयर विल बी देन दिस प्रोटेक्टर होता है ना. व्हाट इज द प्रोटेक्टर ओवर हियर? Now protector is appointed by the settler. What's his role? He is there to control exercise of powers of trustee. मतलब ज्यादा ट्रस्टी का पावर होता है तो he will try to control those things. He can act as a check and balance. ज्यादा नाटक ना करे ट्रस्टी कोई. And if suppose the settler has a power to change the protector, then the whole control is the settler. So protectors are important. Now can you have institutional trustees? Now what are institutional trustees? सबसे बड़ा इशू यहाँ पे आता है, you know, who will be the trustee? When the question arises, trustee कौन बनेगा? Suppose, you know, I say मेरे बच्चे के लिए मैं and मेरे वाइफ बन जाते हैं, okay, and suppose we are traveling by, you know, we are traveling by train and accident, okay, we both are no more. Then what? Who will manage the trust? So you should know, Baba, who is going to manage the trust. So यहाँ पे there can be individual trustees, there can be, so normally, you know, CA is with a trustee, but then if the CA is also like me, मतलब वो भी सीखना नहीं चाहता है, then it will also create an issue. So we want somebody who would like to understand the issues, not just, you know, बस मैं बैठा हूँ यहाँ पे. तो यहाँ पे there is one more option of having companies as trustees. And so we have like Barclays trustees hai, we have, I think, you know, we have ILNF as a trustee, we have Kotak trustees, but isme issue they are unbiased and they also have perpetual life. Matlab they are going to be there no matter what happens. वो वहाँ रहेंगे, company रहने वाली है. They are also they have super expertise in all doing all these things. But what is the issue? The issue over here is what? They are impersonal. उनको पता नहीं है मेरा फैमिली कैसे चलता है, उनको पता नहीं है कि मेरा चाचा और मेरा क्या रिलेशनशिप है. हम उसको कैसे ना, हम कैसे कभी चाचा को दूर रखते हैं चीजों से. सो इट डजंट अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. डजंट अंडरस्टैंड कि नो मेरे ताऊ जी कुछ मैंने बोल दिया तो वो ज्यादा डर जाते हैं, तो मुझे उसको कुछ चीज बोलनी ही नहीं होती है, इवन दो बाय लॉ और बाय लॉ हैव टू टेल हिम. सो this is what a decision has to be taken by the person कि रखना भी है नहीं रखना है. So this is something, you know, where trust mechanics comes into play. And these are the migration strategies. मतलब कैसे करोगे आप, तो आप, you know, you're going to do it this way. We can have just the sale, tax तो लगने वाला है. Buyback, very important. Buyback is a very good option, but if you don't understand केस में BBT, मतलब buyback tax भी लगता है, 20% tax लगता है, so वो ना लगे, we do see to it. We can gift, the best is to gift. अगर मैं जिंदा हूँ, मैंने गिफ्ट दे दिया, खत्म हो गया बात, मतलब मगज में. बट इशू क्या है, मेरे पास कुछ नहीं बचता है. बट देन गिफ्ट में there is one very tricky issue. Gift is taxable, or gift is वैसे not taxable if it is received from a relative. And section 56(2)(10) of income tax act is very, you know, it's very messy. उसमें I'll give an example. जैसे कि अगर suppose मैंने अपना कुछ, if I have gifted something to my भतीजा, so my भतीजा, for भतीजा I am his relative, okay, उसको टैक्स नहीं लगेगा. But then definitely अगर भतीजा मेरा रिलेटिव है तो मैं भतीजा का रिलेटिव हुआ, that's what we logically feel, correct? ये होने वाला है. But then लॉ में ऐसा नहीं है. It says that भतीजा अगर मुझे गिफ्ट देगा तो शैडो टैक्सेबल होता है. So it is not written, and any which is not written मतलब वो नहीं है, simple. तो भी ऐसा भी, you know, sometimes we say that you know, it is stupidity, but then that's the law. ये है ऐसा ही है, you can't help. So many times when you're gifting, Okay, Milan, I'll take it. I'll take it. Why equal distribution is injustice? I'll take it. Give me some time. Uh, Over here, you're saying so. When you're gifting, these things will be relative. होगा या नहीं होगा? उसको ITO मानेगा या नहीं मानेगा? So this things have to be taken care. Then suppose we can have a fresh issue. We can have a demerger, merger. अभी यहाँ पे भी normally हरदम देखा है मैंने कि entities इतनी बना देते हैं. किसी में shares पड़े हैं, किसी में flat पड़ा है, मतलब पता नहीं क्या पड़ा है. तो कभी-कभी as I told you in that case also कि अगर किसी बैलेंस शीट पे पर्सनल एसेट पड़ा है तो उसको डीमर्ज करना very risky venture because you have to fit into the thing of undertaking कि ये बिजनेस हम डीमर्ज हम एसेट नहीं कर रहे, टैक्स लग जाएगा, लंबा टैक्स लगेगा. So that 47(6)(d) has to be kept in mind when you're doing this. The partition of HUF होगा, so how will we do it? It can you can also partition और यहाँ पे you can there are some what to say, some stupid effects of certain laws जो सोचा ही नहीं लोगों ने. जैसे कि right now we all know that the elder married daughter can become the karta of the HUF. Now just think what will happen. मतलब we want to give equal powers to ladies, but then just imagine अपना जो से my father's sister which is married 30 years back, he has 3-4 kids, he doesn't have enough, he has lost his husband. Can he become the karta of my grandfather's what to say HUF? If that happens, and if she is very good, but then the people with her don't like my face, what will happen? You can imagine the issues that might crop up. So these are the micro strategies which can be used. Okay. What is HUF? Okay, HUF is what once HUF is creation of nature. So once you get married, you have a new entity in place. It is a Hindu undivided family. करना बहुत simple है. Just have a make draft कि we have married on this date, so we have formed an HUF. HUF एक अलग file बन जाएगा. You will have a separate PAN card for it. Separate PAN card means what? You can have income over there, save some more tax also over there. And there are ways to create the capital of the HUF. वहाँ पे भी धंधा करते हैं. मतलब it is a very it was a chosen way of planning for tax. अभी भी है. We also have it till now, and probably it might remain till the time there are no anti-abuse provisions coming for that. Then what will happen is that tax issues are very very big. There will be very big tax issues that will be seen. Gift to, as I told you, gift का तो हमने बोल दिया ना कि that how that section says कि चाचा भतीजा, that you have to always consider. Now when I'm taxing giving a donation to a trust, तो in the hand of the donor क्या होगा? मतलब जब मैं donation दूंगा तो will there be taxation to me? अगर मैं ट्रस्ट को दिया, ट्रस्ट पे टैक्स लगेगा क्या नहीं लगेगा? What will happen in the hands of the beneficiary? मतलब जब ट्रस्ट उसको if suppose मेरा ट्रस्ट में इनकम आ रहा है और जब मैं इनकम दूंगा to my beneficiaries, क्या उसको टैक्स लगने वाला है? इनकम, डिविडेंड, कैपिटल गेन्स, बिजनेस इनकम. नाउ सी अंडरस्टैंड, एक बात तो पक्का है that अगर प्राइवेट ट्रस्ट है, if you have created a private trust, so if you have created a private trust and it's a discretionary trust, then it will be taxed. And if you suppose as a business income also, then it will be taxed at the maximum margin rate. There is no saving from it. Tax तो लगना है, लंबा लगेगा. Okay, so this is what there will be some issues. Then we say there will be key parameters of migration. हम जब when we do merger, demerger, shares, buyback, transfer करेंगे, so there will be direct tax issues. As we see, income tax issues that might crop up, capital gains might crop up, indirect issues. कभी-कभी क्या होता है, see that we had two business in one entity. एक business ऐसा था जहाँ पे input tax credit मिलता है और एक business ऐसा है जहाँ पे ITC नहीं मिलता है. अभी suppose मैंने दोनों को अलग कर दिया, तो what will happen is that एक जगह पे ITC बढ़ते जाएगा but they cannot claim it, और एक जगह पे टैक्स भरना आएगा. तो हो क्या गया कि in essence the GST that I would have paid or I have received is actually my cost of my operations, and which will make me very incompetitive in business में मेरा cost 18% से या पता नहीं 5, 10, 12 कैसे बढ़ गया. So this is also very important कि how are you going to manage this? SEBI is, अगर suppose listed company है, I तो always say कि before you go ahead into yourself listed या P लाते उसके पहले ये कर लो तो बेहतर है. बाहर वाला ना उसके पहले बेहतर है. I'll tell you a typical issue. Suppose अभी हम सोचते हैं कि there is a promoter for listed company, okay? इसका promoter है, उसका he has a 40% stake in the listed company. Now he wants to give 20% of his what to say shares in the listed company to a trust. अभी इश्यू क्या होगा, 20% इज मोर देन 5%. एंड व्हाट इज 5%? इट इज द मैक्सिमम क्रीपिंग इक्विशन लिमिट. मतलब अगर आप 5% से ज्यादा किसी कंपनी का चीज किसी को बेचते हो या देते हो, देन व्हाट विल हैपन इज दैट कि that person has to acquire more 25%. So you cannot buy more than 5%, or there will be certain other implications if you buy more than 5%. So वो अपने को ट्रिगर नहीं करना है. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि because of this issue, many of the listed companies are all family businesses, and many of the promoters were holding many stake and they wanted to transfer. So I think SEBI takeover code had under regulation 11, they given specific exemption, and there was circular dated I think 22nd December 2017 का एक circular भी आया हुआ उसके पे. So but उसमें issue क्या हो रहा है, सेबी क्या बोलता है कि अगर आपको आपके शेयर्स डोनेट करने हैं एक ट्रस्ट में, तो वो ट्रस्ट के ट्रस्टी और बेनिफिशियरी दोनों रिलेटिव होने चाहिए. Now see, there is two different things that is saying. इनकम टैक्स एक्ट बोलता है कि बेनिफिशियरी शुड बी रिलेटिव्स एंड द ट्रस्टीज कैन बी एनीवन. बट यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि ट्रस्टी भी रिलेटिव होना चाहिए और बेनिफिशियरी, इसका मतलब यू माइट हैव टू हैव 2-3 ट्रस्ट फॉर इट. ओके, सो दिस इज समथिंग यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. Then we come to FEMA Act. वो तो है ही है, you know, mostly I have seen most of the big family businesses, उसके एक बच्चे को US भेजा है, दुबई में बिठाया होता है, so as to do some businesses. We have NRI. अभी उसको how will repatriate the things? The FEMA Act will come into place. Then we have Companies Act, makes your life difficult to take in money, get out money. Okay, वो कैसे करेंगे? Transaction costs involved are very high. Regulatory evaluations, मतलब say 11 UA evaluations are very difficult. There will be so many compliances. So all these things are what you need to think about. And once you've done all these things, you might get a document, you might have to agree with it, you will recheck it, redraft it, and then probably you might say, okay, now we'll go ahead with the implementation. Even in the implementation, the sequencing will become very important. You know, no doubt, section will be done separate. वो दोनों parallelly चलेगा अगर आप साथ में कर रहे हो. But if suppose ऐसे estate planning, तो उसमें पहले share buyback करेंगे या पहले merge करेंगे? कहीं पे पहले demerge करेंगे, फिर buyback करेंगे, बाद में गिफ्ट करेंगे, क्या करेंगे? So sequencing of the transactions will become very, very important when we say we are planning for implementation. Okay? So I think this is about it. Thank you so much for giving me a patient hearing. I hope I might have contributed something to your knowledge. If you have any doubts, I would be happy to answer if I can.
There's one question which, sir, there is this need more understanding on equal distribution is injustice. I think that one line.
Yeah. When I say no, what do you mean by
intellect? Which you could continue, sir, please.
Yeah, sorry, sir. What I mean is that how can equality anytime be justice? Agar suppose एक बंदा you take anywhere in this nature, कुत्ता घोड़ा अलग होता है, घड़ा गाय भैंस अलग होती है, मतलब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट, बट दोनों अलग हैं. इक्वालिटी करने का मतलब इंजस्टिस है. मतलब आप बोलते हो कि एक जो बंदा बहुत वीक है उसको भी 10 किलो उठाने को दो, और एक बंदे जो ताकत है उसको भी 10 किलो उठाने को दो. दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई फील इज जस्टिस. जस्टिस विल सी योर स्ट्रेंथ एंड देन इट विल डिसाइड कि तुमसे क्या करवाना क्या करना है. इट कैन नॉट बी इक्वल दिस नॉर्मली. बट हाँ ये है कि नाउअडेज एवरीबडी से साडा हाथ आथे रख, वो जो आजकल बहुत चला है, एवरीथिंग शुड बी इक्वल. ये आई डोंट बिलीव इन दैट, एंड दिस एक्चुअली लीड्स टू सम बिग इश्यूज एज वी गो अहेड.
First thing is, sir, a very practical approach to that question. I should say that, right? Unlike a socialist answer, right? Equality.
हाँ सर, नहीं मतलब वो I don't believe in that thing, because कहीं पे भी नेचर में से इक्वालिटी है ही नहीं. पानी पानी है, आग आग है, बहुत दोनों की जरूरत है, पर दोनों अलग हैं.
And then you made one very good line, sir, कि आगे चल के problems होते हैं उसके कारण, right? I have one company and I have 7 individual files. So should I create asset in individual file or company? Shareholding is with closed family members only. In future, we may go for SME IPO or main board.
Fair enough. सबसे पहले तो there will be always कि there has to be some intelligence on कौन सा asset कौन सी file में लेना है, which has many parameters. But just to answer your current question, if I see the last thing that you have said, SME IPO करना है, अगर SME IPO करना है तो उसके पहले उस asset को वहां से निकाल दो. जो asset आपको गांव को नहीं देने से, एक समझना है कि धंधा वही पब्लिक करो जिसमें रिस्क हो. मतलब बोलते हैं तवे पे बैठो दुनिया को लेके बैठो, और सिंहासन पे बैठो तो अकेले बैठो. आई होप यू हैव सीन द मूवी सिंघम. सिंघम में जब लड़ना है तो होता है तब सिंघम टेक्स एवरीबॉडी टुगेदर, पूरे गांव को लेके मारने जाता है. बट व्हेन ही गोज विद द हीरोइन ही गोज ऑल अलोन. सो हरदम ध्यान रखना कि जब आप कोई बिजनेस पब्लिक लेके जाते हो फर्स्ट तो बिजनेस रिस्की बिजनेस होना चाहिए। अगर उस बिजनेस में कोई भी पैसिव बिजनेस हो जिसमें रिस्क ना हो, उसको अलग कर दो, कि वो मेरा धंधा मुझे नहीं करना है। तो इस यहाँ पे फॉर यू द आंसर वुड बी कि अगर वो एसेट आपको शेयर नहीं करना है पब्लिक के साथ, जो शायद आप नहीं करना चाहोगे, इट शुड नॉट बी इन योर कंपनी फाइल फॉर श्योर। और आईपीओ ना तो शायद नहीं होना चाहिए।
Sir, sorry, but a very practical question. What's your experience with SME IPO, sir? A lot of students are considering, business persons are considering that.
It's a very good consulting lucrative field, sir. I get more clients, but then per se when you say technically or when it's the heart of it, तो ये है sir कि SME IPOs are very costly for the person who comes up with it. First thing, I have seen people charging 35% of what they are raising also. और 18% तो पकड़े चलो आप। अगर आपने मार्केट मीटिंग चला के कर रहे हो, इफ यू सिंग मार्केट मीटिंग तो आपको चाहिए, बिकॉज एसएमईज सबसे बड़ा इशू सर पैसा नहीं है, छोटा इशू होता है द स्किल सेट ऑफ द एसएमई, क्योंकि उनकी अकाउंटिंग प्रॉपर होती नहीं है, उनके पास फाइनेंस की टीम तो होती ही नहीं है। आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल, सपोज ना सर कि अगर आज सुबह मैंने आपके शेयर को लिस्ट किया, 100 रुपए लिस्ट हो गया, एवरीबडी इज वेरी वेरी हैप्पी, बट आई हैव सीन दैट यू आर अ वेरी गुड बिजनेस विद अ बैड बैलेंस शीट, मतलब डेट बढ़ गई है, उसको हटा दो तो आपका मतलब धंधा अच्छा हो जाएगा। देन यू ऑल्सो नो आई कैन कीप शॉर्टिंग द शेयर्स, शाम को उसको स्क्वायर ऑफ कर दूंगा मैं। सो अगर आपके पास इमरजेंसी फंड नहीं है अपने शेयर को सपोर्ट करने के लिए, अगर आपके पास मार्केट इंटेलिजेंस नहीं है, मैं बोलता हूँ वो बीच का डंका बता ना, डंक करके बजाते हैं ना, इफ यू नो, जब आईपीओ जाता है वो डंका बजाते हैं, उसका मतलब क्या अभी सोने का नहीं, नाउ यू कैन नॉट स्लीप, जागते रहो। क्योंकि सुबह अगर आपने ठोका किसी ने, आपके पास पैसा नहीं है, शाम को 100 रुपए का शेयर 60 रुपए का हो गया, मैंने माल उठा लिया, 25% तक तो मुझे कोई इशू है नहीं, मुझे कुछ अभी बोलने वाला है नहीं, 24.5 उसके बाद वो सब टेक ओवर कोड वो सब आने वाला है। तो मैं तो आपका माल लेके बैठ गया 24.99%, फिर आपको कॉल करूंगा, भाई देख मेरे पास इतना तेरा माल है, अभी मुझे डायरेक्टरशिप दे, एंड व्हेन आई कैन बाय योर कंपनी, मैं आपसे बड़ा ही होऊंगा पक्का है इन एवरीथिंग, एंड देन योर कंपनी विल रिमेन योर्स और माइन, दैट गॉड नोस। सो इट इज वेरी ट्रिकी, मतलब आई ऑलवेज से पहले तो आपके पास स्किल सेट होना चाहिए वो सब चीज मैनेज करने का, वरना वो यू शुड नॉट, मतलब पहले स्किल सेट डेवलप करो, एंड देन देयर आर वेज कि मेन बोर्ड पे जाना अच्छा है या एसएमई में, मतलब देयर विल बी मेनी पैरामीटर्स फॉर इट, बट पर से अगर आपके पास टीम नहीं है मैनेज करने की, यू शुड नॉट गो।
So is it right, sir, to say that stepwise you could go first, possibly look at investors coming on board, then after investors, then think about exchange listing?
So normally it's like evolution, मतलब पहले खुद का पैसा यूज करो, then go for बैंकिंग खत्म हो गया, then you might go for say प्राइवेट इक्विटी पार्टनर। प्राइवेट इक्विटी में फायदा सर ये होता है कि you are not just taking money, you also go get his phone book, that is very helpful। एक बार किसी अच्छे इन्वेस्टर का ब्रांड इमेज मेरे पे आ गया, एंड देन रेड हिल प्रोस्पेक्टस एसएचपी में वो दिख गया कि ब्लैकस्टोन ग्रुप मेरे इन्वेस्टर है, देन अपने आप अपना वैल्यूएशन शेयर्स गोज अप, एंड देन इफ यू वांट देन गो ऑन। आई एम नॉट सेइंग नो टू आईपीओ, बट आईपीओ के लिए पहले खुद को स्ट्रांग बनाना जरूरी होता है, क्योंकि अकाउंटिंग ठीक होती नहीं है अपनी, उसके पहले भी रन फॉर एन आईपीओ, दैट्स अ बिग इशू।
Sir, one more question, and since the colleagues are not asking questions, I would like to ask and learn from you. So one very important question is this trustee. So some of my well-wishers, they keep asking me, should we go for individual trustees or big firms which go and approach them? I will not like to name the firms. So XYZ Trustee Services, they go and talk to the clients, and the client then calls me and says, "Kya karna hai in this case?" Right?
You are true, sir. मैंने स्लाइड में भी दिया था, इंस्टीट्यूशनल ट्रस्टीज है, वी आर हैविंग मेनी ट्रस्टीज। सी द व्हाट इज गुड पार्ट अबाउट देम, वो परपेचुअल है। जैसे मैंने एग्जांपल दिया, सपोज मैं ट्रस्टी में मर गया तो फिर क्या होगा, व्हाट अबाउट, तो परपेचुइटी इज देयर गुड पार्ट। सेकेंडली दे आर अनबायस्ड, प्रोबेबली दे शुड बी अनबायस्ड, बट ऐसा नहीं होता है, बिकॉज दे आर पीपल हु कैन बी मेड बायस्ड। एंड द लास्ट थिंग इज दैट दे आर एक्सपर्ट्स, दैट्स फॉर श्योर, एक्सपर्ट होते हैं। सो नॉर्मली आई ऑलवेज फील के अगर मैं हूं तो मेरे पास ऐसे ट्रस्टी होने चाहिए जो मुझे समझे। कभी क्या होता है, देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स इन द ट्रस्ट डीड दैट वाई से कि यू हैव टू गिव द इंफॉर्मेशन टू ऑल। जैसे मैंने वहां भी एग्जांपल दिया था, पर कभी क्या होता है, मेरा अगर कोई फैमिली मेंबर बहुत वीक है कि उसको कोई इंफॉर्मेशन पास ऑन करने से वो डर जाएगा, सो प्रॉब्लम मैं करूंगा ही नहीं, बट देन दैट ट्रस्टी विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड दैट थिंग, वो तो करेगा, दे विल गो बाय प्रोसेस एंड दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू ब्रेक। सो समटाइम्स आई फील के वी हैव टू टेक, मतलब वी हैव टू वेट कि आपको परपेचुइटी चाहिए, एक्सपर्टाइज चाहिए, या फिर यू वांट अ पर्सन हु अंडरस्टैंड्स योर फैमिली फर्स्ट एंड देन ऑल दिस थिंग्स। Because see, even a trustee can take the help of a counsel. तो expert advice आप ले ही सकते हो, इसमें कोई दिक्कत है नहीं। The only thing that individual trustee cannot have is perpetuity.
So, sir, because I'm sorry, but I'm being very open. Maybe I'll edit this out. My experience with some institutional trustees is they get biased in their own investments. So they say again, I'm not naming anybody. They would try and push it. You are also smiling. You got it. They would try and push it into their own PMS and other things.
सर इश्यू यहाँ पे ये है इन इंडिया में, यू नो एवरीवेयर वी सी स्ट्रक्चर इश्यूज. मतलब हम भले बोले अलग एंटिटी है विद चाइनीज वॉल पॉलिसी इन प्लेस, बट सब एक ही है. मतलब यू नो इट्स लाइक अपसेलिंग और कुछ नहीं. विल नॉट नेम एनीथिंग, बट ये यस इज अपसेलिंग हैपेंस एवरी टाइम and you can't say do anything.
So in that case, do you think having an individual trustee, and then how do you handle that problem of perpetuity, sir?
Sir, perpetuity का problem would be there in the trust deed with how and when the trustees would return, who will come up.
अच्छा.
So that is the part of the trust deed. मतलब यहाँ पे सर एक important part होता है कि ये trust deed should be done by experts in this field. Normally क्या होता है, they go to their back to their CA या जो जिससे करवाता है ना, जो करवा जैसे charitable trust करवाया रहेगा. This trust deeds have to be drafted in such a way that we will get what we want without breaking the law, the word of the law. I'll not say spirit of the law, but word of the law break नहीं होना चाहिए. That is very very important. So this drafting is really important.
Sir, and if I'm not wrong, and again, sir, your office does provide that services because
we do that. We do that, sir.
And I think that's a very specialized team that you have on that.
Yeah, we have a specialized team where we do only this type of things. And the good part is that, sir, I also come from a family of jewelers. So we ourselves are family business. So we know exactly what happens in a family. And most of our clients say after 2000, you know, say 11 or so, we have family business as our clients. First, we used to deal mostly in corporates. But slowly we have moved into only family businesses. So वो समझ में तो आता है सर, धंधा तो समझ में आता है. Being a Gujarati, having so many Marwadi people around me and Sindhis are there, we understand business for sure.
We have got two more questions here. I have one question around it. Of course, sir, please, Vinodji, it's all yours. What's your suggestion on salaried person who holds couple of properties? Should they go for succession planning?
When you don't have an operating asset, then this will become a bit easier for you. ये जो झमेला क्या होता है, इतने सारे एंटिटी है अपने पास. अगर ऑपरेटिंग एसेट है ही नहीं, मतलब तो बेस्ट, आई ऑलवेज से द बेस्ट इजीएस्ट वे इज टू गो फॉर गिफ्ट. दैट्स द इजीएस्ट वे. बट यस, कैन यू क्रिएट ट्रस्ट तो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है. एंड पीपल डू इट, बट समटाइम टू वेक द बैलेंस कि प्रॉपर्टी का वैल्यू कितना है और सामने ट्रस्ट का खर्चा कितना बैठने वाला है. और सपोज दो बच्चे हैं, यू नो, एंड देन देयर आर अदर वेज. आई ऑलवेज से, एंड जैसे मैंने बोला था कि यू शुड हैव अ विल फॉर श्योर, बट विल डिस्क्लोज करना है किसको किसको नहीं, वो आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. बिकॉज विल बनाना इजी है, प्रोबेट लाना डिफिकल्ट होता है. सो कभी भी देयर आर सर्टेन प्लेसेस जहां पे यू विल नॉट से आई हैव अ विल. सो यू विल हैव अ विल. यू नो, यू आल्सो नो वन थिंग दैट वी हैड डन के, नो, वी हैड अ किड हु वाज हैविंग बिग इशू विद दैट विल प्रोबेट. 9 महीने लगने वाला था और 3.5 लाख का फीस था सामने वाले का. बट वी फाउंड आउट अ ऑपरेशनल वे आउट के जहां पे 14-15 दिन में काम हो जाए और 1800-2000 का खर्चा लगे. सो फॉर अ पर्सन हु you have to, you know, you have to weigh the cost के ट्रस्ट क्रिएट करूं ना करूं, या फिर यू नो विल बना के कहीं पे छोड़ दूं और पैसे गिफ्ट करके चला जाऊं. जैसे कि यहाँ तक सर लॉकर जो होता है ना, आई हैव सीन वेयर द पर्सन इज नॉट बिजनेस ओनर एंड दे हैव सर्टेन एसेट्स लाइक ज्वेलरी. ये उसको दो, ये उसको दो, ऐसा नहीं करता हूं मैं. व्हाट आई डू इज वेरी सिंपल. 2 लॉकर ले लो और बोल दो लॉकर ए तेरा, लॉकर बी तेरा, खत्म हो गया, जो निकले वो तेरा. इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग ज्वेलरी, ये नो काला वाला हार तेरा, मम्मी का हार तेरा, पापा का अंगूठी तेरी, ये मगजमारी नहीं करते. So then becomes very difficult. So दो लॉकर ले लो, अलग डाल दो, and then you can, you know, so वो ड्राफ्टिंग के पहले सोचना पड़ेगा कि क्या आप दोगे, ज्वेलरी देना है या लॉकर देना है. Okay, so this can be planned that way.
So that answers the question of the. Any more questions, dear colleagues? We have 5 more minutes. So इसपे one very most of the cases they settle out of court. So a will ka sanctity, since the colleagues are not asking, will ka sanctity, how far? So suppose I prepare a bill, and I know, of course, by transmission, anything that comes from my parents, my son is eligible to get it. But suppose something that I have created, I decide I will bequeath it only to my wife, right? And I don't register that will. Can this be challenged by Class A here?
Sir, registered wills also can be challenged. मतलब यू माइट हैव हल्दीराम केस सर, जो एकदम रिसेंट केस है, यू हैव सीन दैट. उसके पहले रेमंड सर केस देख चुके सर हम. सो कहीं पे भी सर ऐसा कि विल इज नॉट चैलेंजेबल डॉक्यूमेंट, बिकॉज प्रोबेट के प्रोसेस में ही आप एडवर्टाइज होगे ना कि इसका कोई वारसदार है, कुछ है नहीं है, यू कम, देन ओनली द कोर्ट विल मूव हेड, इवन से गेट द एनओसी फ्रॉम द एवरीबॉडी। तो अनडिस्प्यूटेड विल का प्रोबेट लाने के लिए भी 8-9 महीना चाहिए, और डिस्प्यूट आ गया मतलब तो भूल जाओ। राइट नाउ वेयर आई स्टे इन बोरीवली, यहाँ पे एक डिस्प्यूट प्रॉपर्टी, आई विल नॉट नेम द प्रॉपर्टी, स्टेशन के सामने 1600 करोड़ का प्रॉपर्टी है सर। The two brothers are fighting. एक brother बोलता है 60% मेरा है, 40% तेरा है. Still the 40% guy is fighting in the court. The judge, I'll not name the judge, he called that person के चाचा जी आप पिछले 32 years से लड़ रहे हो, why don't you settle it out? But we say कि justice मिलना चाहिए, जो सर वो एक सोच है ना हमारी, वो justice के चक्कर में 1600 करोड़ की प्रॉपर्टी का 40% लेने की जगह पे आज वो रेंट पे रह रहा है। So मतलब I don't know, ये justice, ये equality, ये सब चक्कर में लोगों ने बहुत injustice किया खुद के साथ।
So if the person is living and then without a gift, because gift is irrevocable, then can they secure the distribution by any will? कि वो भी नहीं, even if I make it living.
Sir, I was not able to get you. Hello, sir.
Sorry. So my question, sir, is because you said will by definition is can be challenged. उसका तोड़ is possibly gifting, but gifting is irrevocable. So फिर,
Yes.
right, I am finished. So if I prepare a will and then I don't know if I take an NOC from all the members, will it work or still it is?
Sir, if the release deed is signed, there is sometimes release deed. If it is signed and it is attached, then probably there will be no issues.
Okay, so that is the.
But then, sir, वो अगर मेरे खुद की property है तो, my own earned money property.
So then
but sir,
I go.
अगर inherited property अगर है sir, which is coming from my forefathers या पता नहीं कहाँ से, वहाँ पे तो कितने का सर आप release deed sign करो, you will never even know who is there, is the next kin to you. Because और एक होता है फैमिली सेटलमेंट भी होते हैं, मतलब व्हाट इज फैमिली सेटलमेंट, आई टेल यू सर, सपोज 3 भाई थे, 3 भाई के सब और बच्चे हैं, उसके और बच्चे हैं सब, अभी सर ये बाय डेफिनेशन ऑफ दैट सेक्शन 56(2)(10) तो रिलेटिव नहीं बनेंगे आपके, तो और अपने गिफ्ट के टैक्स लग जाएगा, बट है एक ही फैमिली के, ये इनकम टैक्स का इशू है। तो व्हाट वी डू इज दैट वी गो फॉर फैमिली सेटलमेंट, मतलब वी से कि सब एक ही रूट से आ रहे हैं, सो समहाउ वी प्रूव दैट इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ द फैमिली and we are doing this settlement so as to avoid the future disputes. अगर वो family settlement का deed sign होता है तो वापस टैक्स से बच जाते हैं। So this is there are some ways out that you can dodge that 56(10)(2).
Can that be challenged subsequently?
No sir, no sir. If it is signed by everybody, there is no issues.
Fantastic sir, absolutely fantastic sir. There's been a very sad case, I don't want to disclose it publicly, you know that, right? Somebody we all know. So there's one more question that's coming in. Vinodji's question is again, I think Vinodji is coming with one more question. If someone makes a will, but at the time of that, some more assets are created, what will be the situation of that assets?
Anything that is not in the will go intestate. You have to see the succession laws. वो हिंदू है तो हिंदू succession act लगेगा, और you have Indian succession act. We don't have any option. Will में नहीं है तो नहीं है.
As per current amendment to Hindu Succession Act, even daughters have a right to the property.
Sir, it was there. ये खाली नया किया है, मतलब there is only small change made. It was there since 2014 से था वो.
मतलब the daughters can claim a right.
Sir, they can claim a right. They can claim a vertical partition. बोलेंगे ये दुकान का मुझे भाव नहीं चाहिए, मुझे दुकान आधी काट के दे. मतलब they can do anything. There are certain misthought implications of the movement of equality in this country. I told you na sir, when you just imagine that the elder daughter can become the कर्ता of the HUF. जो बेटी ब्याह के 40 साल पहले चली गई है, उसके बच्चे आ गए हैं, उसके बच्चे स्मार्ट बन गए हैं, now if she becomes the कर्ता of my father's HUF, तो मेरी क्या हालत होगी?
Okay.
So there are many complications.
Sir, I like that example that you gave us, sir. बड़ा फैमिली ट्री के साथ हमने दिया है.
हाँ सर, वही मतलब वो मैनेज करना डिफिकल्ट होता है.
Absolutely. Right, sir. Chetan ji has asked a very big question, तो मैं ही पढ़ता हूँ. But last question for today, fellow colleagues. I hope all of you realize the importance of today's session, because we have only been talking about creation. So this is a big question, but I'll try to summarize it for all of us. We are into family business. Father has 3 brothers, all into same business and different company. Brand name is being shared, and Indian territory is being divided, sir. I think the surname, if you know, I think there's something very similar with one more group. Now, all 3 brothers have got MOU signed regarding territory, brand and future brand selling and everything. Now, we are 2 brothers and into my father's business. Do you think we need family constitution and future succession planning? Because now we are only 2 brothers and most of the work is divided and assets are also divided.
So one of the best thing that what he has written is the MOU. What is MOU? We need to check, is MOU a legally enforceable document, yes or no? Now this itself tells you what? Okay, you need planning. Because there are certain things that you have done which has no enforceability itself. And I always feel कि सर जब चीजें ठीक हो तब कर लो, झगड़ा होने के बाद फटे में टांग को डालने वाला है नहीं, तो कुछ होता नहीं उस चीज का. बोलते गुजराती में कहावत है कि क्या टाणिया वगर सांधी लो, टाणी टूटी जाए, टाणिया પછી जो सांधी है तो बच्चे गांठ रह जाए. मतलब एक बार आप पहले आप ज्यादा खींचो मत, खींचने के बाद आप उसको मतलब जोड़ोगे ना तो बीच में वो एक नोट रह जाता है. सो जब ठीक चीजें चल रही हैं तब ठीक कर लो. बिकॉज ये इनका एग्जांपल इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट अराउंड थ्री ब्रदर्स and they don't have a sister. ठीक है, that's good, fair enough. But MOUs itself, you all know what is the legal enforceability of MOUs. तो वो तो बहुत साइन होते हैं वाइब्रेंट गुजरात में, फिर बेस्ट महाराष्ट्र में, there are so many MOUs that they sign, but कितना पैसा आता है we all know.
So the answer to dear Chetanji and participants is MOU is not worth the paper on which it is written.
Correct, sir.
So thank you very much, Jeet sir. And I again request the participants, right, in case for such professional advice, please go to the right professionals, right. Preparation of will, extremely critical. We have some very sad cases after the death of somebody we all very admire. Suddenly the family starts fighting, with whether it's Mukesh Ambani, Dhirubhai Ambani's case or Anil Ambani's case. So extremely clear in this case. One very good solution that came across, one, we understood the importance of having right, the succession planning. Second, the importance of family constitution, right. It's in your own sweet way you answered that. Third is solution to all business owners. If you feel that there could be conflict, having a will and a release deed. I think I loved that line, a release deed. I've been asking this question multiple times to many people, sir. And today, I'll be very honest, I got a good answer. A release deal may solve future problems. It may solve future problems. And fellow colleagues, let me tell you one thing. Once you go to the court of law, don't let it go to the courts of law. Once it goes to the courts of law, then you had it, right? Because then it becomes a question of time, and and one very important line from Jeet sir, right? Equality may be right, injustice. So don't seek equality everywhere. Jeet sir, you want to add something, please, sir?
Sir, the last thing that you said, courts of law. The word itself says it's courts of law, not justice. So justice khud karo, because in olden days, apne jैसे Gujaratis we had Mahajan Pratha. The best person or the the pramukh of our क्या बोलते हैं gnati या jati, what you say, he will deal. We had Patils in Maharashtra who used to deal with the whole गांव के issues. Then so that was the best thing that was happening. Because they knew you, they knew कौन कैसा है. वहां पे तोड़ मरोड़ नहीं करते, सेक्शन 2-3 बोलता है, वो कुछ नहीं होता था. They knew you directly. Right now, going to courts of law, we as we have legal practice also in JPS legal. We will enjoy, we will get money for sure. At the end, we'll always say, अगर settlement होता है तो बाहर कर लो, court में मत आओ. It's very difficult to the court also and for you also. Why to unnecessarily disturb all these things? Try to be as much as possible. थोड़ा जाने मतलब बोलते हैं ना, घी गिरने वाला तो खिचड़ी में गिरने वाला है. तो थोड़ा भाई लेके जाए एक्स्ट्रा तो जाने दो उसको. Don't fight for it.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Thank you, sir. Ajit sir, I'd like to also publicly request you. I lead one more session on banking, loans, etc. I'll come back to you. I'm saying this publicly because now you can't refuse. You could see you could see the politician. We thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
I now I know why students love you, simply love you. I've never attended your class, but I've always heard about you. That sir aake padhate. I really enjoyed, sir. A lot of practical enlightenment. And fellow colleagues, I normally switch off the video because I've been told since we are live on Facebook, they would like to focus on the speaker. Thank you again, Jeet sir. Thank you very much, all the participants. Right? Thank you very much. So please note, right, last 1 minute, just look at the chat column because now's the time they thank you, and that's the.
Thank you, Mitesh bhai. Thank you so much.
Right, Gani also has thanked you, and I'm sure at this time.
Thank you so much, Gani.
Many of you will be doing that.
Thank you so much, Vikas. Okay, Vinod, we have Sachin. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Jeet sir. You simply rock.
Thank you so much.
Right, and very direct, I should say. I loved that. Very direct. Okay. Thank you again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Pranam, sir.
Pranam, sir.
Pranam.
Thank you, Shanti ma'am. Thank you all, dear participants. God bless.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye, sir.